everybody, and welcome to our Artist Career Success interview. I am so excited to be with the one, the only Daniel Jackson, multimedia extraordinaire. Thank you for being here, Daniel.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for
Anytime.
having me.
Anytime. It's hard to define you, I'm saying, like multimedia extraordinaire, but you do everything, primarily visual artist and film, but you're doing some photography and graphics and all that. So if you could just tell our viewers who you are, what you do, and how you got to where you are today.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep it short as I can. So name is Daniel Jackson. I originally got into doing video and photography before I even started having a professional interest in that. I was doing mixtapes and DJ work, and once that era kind of died down musically, my company now, Embassy Interactive, was a blog, started off as a blog site promoting music artists.
Nice.
And I originally just got a camera, something simple, a little point and shoot camera, just to have like my own content featured for the artists that I was featuring on the website, whether it be like show footage of their performances or not wanting to use other photographers' photos on my blog and getting photos of them at their shows or just original ones. And eventually ended up meeting the right people who saw a gift in what I was doing that made me level up and get a semi-professional camera, or a standard camera, I should say, and ended up just ballooning from there. I'll say that's like the short answer that I can give.
I love that. That's amazing. The artist, a few words of wisdom packed into there, right? But no,
Yeah.
being concise about it because he's great with that, and also just kind of finding your niche. Or that's one of the many things that makes Daniel such a special artist is that he really has found his niche and he's taking the time to network and connect with folks. So that's a big pearl that I took away from what you just said is really connecting people, right? Putting your gift in front of other people and letting them see the value in that is priceless.
Yeah, definitely. The networking aspect was a large part of what led me to doing it full time. Because while I was doing everything with the blog site, initially I was working a managerial job for a cleaning company, working from 5 to 1:30 Monday to Friday, and never had time to capitalize on the things I was doing. So I would have a music video that I've done for like artists like Hezekiah or Jeff Bradshaw, and could never go anywhere to like network based on that video, or had a film in the Black Star Film Festival in 2015, and that was there, but it was in other areas being worked at the same time, and I couldn't really take off from work to go network with the other filmmakers and the viewers and things like that. So the networking aspect of it was one of the huge parts that was played when I was making the decision of when I knew I was going to end up leaving the job that I was going to do it full time and put 100% into it.
Wow. I love that. And you just so inspiring, man. I mean, the fact that you knew what you wanted to do, right? You did it, but you also said, I'm going to get this coin though because I want to eat. And that's such an important point for all of our artists to take is that you need to fund your dream. Or we always tell you guys, like, go out there, be that artist, throw all caution to the wind. But you guys, you're human beings. You need to eat. You need to make money, right? You don't want to be a starving artist. So I love that Daniel said, I'm going to follow my dream, but I'm going to also chase this coin at the same time and do that. I need to fund my dream until I get to a place where I could take 100% of myself and put it into it. So I think it's awesome thing.
Thank you. It's not easy. It wasn't easy because, of course, with that plan of stacking that money before doing it, things fell apart like right away. That was a rough patch where when I was when I was in the last couple of months of my old job and securing contracts on to make up the money that I knew I'd be losing by losing that steady paycheck, but knowing how much I would need for bills and rent. The two main things that I was, gung-ho about getting fell apart right away or weren't as they planned, where between the pay cycle and one doing product photography, and they didn't have enough product for me to take photos of. So the money that was supposed to, the money I was accounting for, I wasn't getting. So like that first month or two, had to go through like my savings right away, and one of those rough patches. But it hasn't deterred me. It just makes you smarter with planning forward, and so you don't end up in that same position again.
That's pretty deep. So you went through that financial hardship right away. It's like with entrepreneurs, right? It's like fail fast, fail often, get it over with, and you did that, right? Failed, quote unquote, but then you came back from it. So you could just take a moment to tell our listeners and viewers here, what did you do to actually overcome that particular obstacle?
So it was, I would say, like the original plan was for the one that I had, I was doing two things. I was doing product photography and I was doing real estate photography. And the real estate photography was kind of hit or miss. There was no set amount of houses that I would be photographing. The money that I was getting would be paid once or twice a month based on certain day billing cycles. So if it was, say it was the 15th, and say if I got the last house to them by the 16th, I wouldn't get that check for that until the 15th of the next month instead of, the beginning of the next month. So it was just kind of planning around that. And then, of course, doing more work, contracted work with other people. I would do videos for people on what's the name of the site? Craigslist, or looked up photography contract jobs on Indeed. Mainly Craigslist and Indeed is how I ended up getting like certain jobs in between to supplement money until things got a little more current and I had a little more current and steadier client list. Then going to the Coinstar machine every once in a while, and the little hustles and things like that. But like mainly just doing other things, getting other jobs in between, until certain parts of it came out right in the end with that.
Wow.
I would say that's. I would say that's a part of it.
I love that so much, though, because it even inspired me. It feels like you just refuse to give up, and you said, I'm going to do everything in my power to make the money I need to make. So again, if I have to take on a job I don't want to take, if I need to take on clients that aren't the best, more temporarily to get to the end goal. But I think the issue is many artists don't have that end goal, so they get so caught in that, in between period that they end up being there forever. And you were like, no, this is very much temporary to get to the end. That for you, or not your end, but where you are now, right, is being a business owner. I love that. Like, it's the freelancer, and not somebody who's just going begging for gigs, but you're saying, I literally am an entrepreneur, a self-made artist, entrepreneur, business owner, and I think that's really, really incredible. So if you could
thank you.
More about, of course. Yeah, tell us more about Embassy and what you do specifically as a business owner.
So specifically, I'm pretty much doing everything. I'm dealing with the clients that I have, directly, pursuing the clients that I have for the most part. I think the one luxury that I have is a lot of my business that I've gotten was a lot of it is word of mouth and referral based. So I think one thing I do want to improve on is going out and pursuing the clients, because it's like it can make you lazy sitting back and just knowing that at some point someone is going to refer you to something, but it's something you just can't count on. So I feel like that is something I do need to work on. But yeah, I do a lot of anything directly with the clients for the most part. A lot of times I'm shooting, doing the photography or the video, with the help also of other videographers or photographers that I would contract myself. If the shoot's like big enough for me to have other people involved in it. I've had interns from Temple, and also I can't think of the name of the college. I think Rowan University. That I've had interns from there. Do my accounting, social media. So a lot of all the aspects of maintaining the business and keeping everything going. Like one of my goals is to definitely be at a space where I can have everything pretty much delegated, where I have to worry about just like the main thing is just keeping everything afloat, whether it be doing less work on my end or shooting more and editing less, or doing less social media, having someone cover that for sure. That's one of the goals I have in mind. But yeah.
I love that you're thinking that way though, because like you said, people get so caught up in the business, forgetting right, which was to be that artist. You just want to be independent and in control of your own financial picture, but nobody creates these businesses to become a business manager. You create it so you can create.
Yep, you can't do it alone. You'll go crazy trying to do everything by yourself. So, it's something that I'm definitely paying attention to.
Wow. I love it. Like I said, the thing I really, really love the most is like self-made. I know I keep saying that, but I have to drive that point home. Daniel's not, with an agent, a manager, a publicist, so he is his own brand. He's his own art. Yeah, he's worked with, some of the most notable celebrities in our industries. So I think it's really amazing that you've been able to do that as your own entrepreneur within itself.
I would say my most memorable client would probably be just the work that I do with Black Star Film Festival. That's like I'd say that's one of my favorites, one of my favorite groups of people to just work around. Something I always look forward to every year. Like this year was a lot different because it was it was done virtually versus how it's done. I've been a photographer since 2017. Nice. I would say that's probably one of my favorite ones. The people there, Maori and the rest of the staff, they look out for me like tremendously, like outside of the festival for like any other jobs that I can be referred to. I've met a number of like icons there, Ava DuVernay, Spike Lee, Questlove, Black Thought, Bradford Young. It's a number of celebrities to meet, and a lot of upcoming. I don't even know if you could call them upcoming right now, because they're right now emerging. Like a lot of upcoming directors, like Blitz the Ambassador and Jen Nakuru, who recently were some of the directors on Beyonce Black is King. Just getting the opportunities to photograph them on their rise up, and it's great. Like I love it. I had the freedom to just like photograph however I want to. The work comes out great. I would say that's one of my memorable ones. Just working with them. Yeah.
No, you do incredible work, and like I'm so inspired by the work you've done for my dance company and like Kindred.
Thank you.
And there's so many groups. So you have such a diverse portfolio, right? Such a diverse palette.
Definitely. I love working with you because I don't work with any other dancers or anything like that. So it's always cool with like getting creative with like the photos that I've taken and the video and just seeing like, the movement translating on video and things like that. So I love it.
Oh, thank you. And you make the dance work. I mean, can you make us move? We see the camera, we got to do more. This is captured forever.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Camera sees all.
Well, I love it. So Daniel, take a moment to talk to us about kind of where we are now as a society, right? There's a lot
Hmm.
going on, right? A lot going on, particularly racially in this country in America. So, as a
Hmm.
black male artist, does today's climate or the issues that we're seeing today as a country, does that have a direct impact on your artistry? And if so, how?
It has. It has. It's putting more of an importance on it to me, actually. Before the world went crazy, I had a exhibition project. It's still in mind. I still plan on doing it. Um, I'm gonna let a cat out of the bag. You're part of it.
Thank you.
No problem. I have an exhibition project that focuses on just the culture of, I don't want to give too much away, but certain cultures in Philadelphia and the landmarks that are associated with them. And, when everything went crazy and these buildings started closing, I'm like, okay, so now I have to do these before they get shut down, because even just like venues in Philadelphia, so many important venues in Philadelphia have been shut down. On a music standpoint, Fluid, Trocadero, Worm Daddies is closed right now. Supposed to be relocating, but who knows how long that's going to take. And I think for me, it's stressed the importance of just making sure capturing important things related to entertainment culture, Black culture, um, immediately, like as soon as I can. Definitely on a time-wise basis for the project that I have in mind, like before the buildings are closed, potentially for good, because all venues are struggling. Um, that's one aspect. And I'll say with some of the clients that I do have that aren't Black-owned companies, but I do work with, that work with neighborhoods, disenfranchised neighborhoods, and things like that. Like LISC is like one big one that I work with. Like I've done some really good work with them prior to everything. So it's like even now, the work that I'm doing with them, that I've had a chance to do with them lately, has been even more helpful. Like I'm always happy when something that I do can generate an opportunity for someone else. So I like doing videos that are used for promotion to get work grants for small businesses, or photos that are taken that can go on some type of sheet or something like that to send the funders. Like just knowing that my photo could potentially tell the story that's needed to be told to get money to these people who need it. Like I always love that. So it's one of the things that, like, since COVID and George Floyd and Black Lives Matter has been really at the forefront, that I want my work to definitely speak to those, those causes and needs and everything like
Wow. I love that. And that's evident in your work and, like you said, your clientele and just everything that you're doing. So I love that you're just reinforcing it. I talk to a lot of photographers and our fields, right? And
that. Mm-hmm.
they love the work they do, but they haven't made it as clear as you just made it, where you have a particular purpose for why you're doing what you're doing, and it really is to capture moments and to help advance other people's missions too. And I've never heard that like all the years. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'll say one thing that helped, like before Embassy Interactive became the photography and video company, I think I have found the purpose in doing it when it didn't become self-serving. Like it was I didn't have ads on the website. Like I wasn't trying to make money from people clicking an ad to listen to this song. I tried it, and after a while, it was just like I hated the look of the ad on the website. Like it didn't represent me. So there were no ads on there. That none of it was for my glorification. Like there wasn't anything like artists were paying to feature on there. I wasn't charging people to interview them on there or anything like that. It was like, no, I like you. I want people to know why I like you and support what you're doing, and I want to put you on this platform. So then that same mindset, like, and even though of course with video photography I'm getting paid to do it because it's the job, but it's like my goal when I'm doing stuff is this company, organization, I like them. I'm working with them because I like them. I'm going to show you through these photos why I like them and why you should deal with them also. Mm-hmm. Like, that's like the whole mindset I carry into doing like pretty much anything that I do.
Yeah, it's kind of like believe in yourself first, other people will. So like you believe in your art and your photos, mm-hmm. Other people like it too. But yes, mm-hmm. Wow, I love it. So you have a lot going on, a lot of cool things in the works, and again, you're doing photography and videography and different services. So again, kind of tell people how they can get in touch with you if they were interested in, receiving a quote for projects or just staying connected with you online.
Sure. Everything is Embassy 730, EMBASSY 730 on all social media at Embassy 730 or my website, embassy730.com. Easiest way to reach me. On pretty much every single platform, LinkedIn, of course, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Google. Yeah.
Daniel has a website like all artists should, right?
Yes. Website, portfolio, and all types of it.
Wow. You guys sound like a broken record. I'm always preaching this in these interviews, but it's so important having a robust online presence nowadays, especially in the digital world we're in. If you want the work to come to you, you have to have a home for people to visit, meaning
exactly
media and websites. So invest in yourself digitally.
Exactly. Like I'm a big believer in just putting my name on every single website possible. Like even if it's something I'm not using, just to have that name and a direct to to my website. Because you never know. Someone may look on, I don't know, .com and look up Embassy 730 and take you to the website. Maybe a potential sale, supporter, client, anything. Just a fan of your work. Someone who's inspired by something that you have on there.
Wow. I love it. And in closing, do you have any like one piece of advice, or the biggest piece of advice you would give that younger emerging artist who's really trying to figure out what's next for me and my work?
I'll say the best piece of advice I'll give right now is what someone gave me when things weren't going as planned. And so when I first started doing this and everything wasn't going as planned, money wasn't coming in as it was supposed to, and I was frantic and worrying and everything under the sun. A friend of mine had asked me, do I believe everything is going to work out in the end? Mm-hmm. And I said, yes. So she said, her question then was, so why are you worrying? Mm-hmm. And it was so simple. And I thought about it. I was like, you're right. Because then it's just like, it just put the steps in mind, like, okay, this is messed up. What do I need to do to fix the solution or make sure it doesn't happen again? So it's like my advice is like any problem that may happen, whether it's financial, whether it's an equipment thing, it's just take it as a lesson. There's no losses. Take everything as a lesson and know how to move forward. If there's something that you don't like, that's something that someone did or something happened in it happens. It sucks. But it happens. It sucks. Do what you got to do to make sure it doesn't happen again. And, just put that plan in play. And I think that's probably like the best piece of advice that I can give. It's one that I commonly give to some people whenever they obviously like post asking about, what advice would you give your younger self or things like that. And I'll say, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. I think early on, I had like just 2 regrets before doing this, and both were just being reluctant to fail and wanting everything to be perfect and messed up. I won't say messed up because I love what I'm doing now, but who knows what these opportunities could have presented. And yeah.
Well, you preaching. This is a good word today. I love it. For real. I feel like I'm in a word here because that's so true. Yeah, we get so afraid of like what could happen, and we talk ourselves out of blessings and opportunities every day by doing it. So I love that you post that.
Yeah, like the one, I'll say the one was I had the opportunity 2005-ish, 2006-ish, when I forget what radio station it was. It was a clear channel station that was converting into a Radio 1 station. And someone who I was working with at the time had referred me to be a DJ on the radio station. And I was like, I'm not ready for that. But like at this time, at this time, this is the person who I was working with that obviously felt comfortable enough to recommend me. So it's like, I stopped myself from doing that. Who knows what could have happened if I'd taken that job? I might have gone on there and messed up. But but who knows? But at the same time, like I said, I might not be doing what I'm doing now. So
it's tough, right? Everything for a reason. I feel like things happen as they may, but like you said too, we also have the power to get in our own way every once in a while or often. So it's something that we all keep in mind is artists when opportunities come up that we feel like we're not prepared for. It might be that God's trying to stretch you, like it is time for you to give it a try.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 'cause we're never ready anyway. I tell people all the time, like there's never a time where you're 100% ready for any opportunity. Things come up and you just fall into them.
Exactly.
Every day.
Learn as you're building the plane as you're flying.
You are.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, everybody, so inspiring for me today, and I know it's going to be inspiring for all of you as well. So please stay in touch with Daniel because he is such a wealth of information, knowledge, and inspiration. So one more time for Daniel.
I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on your platform. I think it's great what you're doing. And you're doing great work out here.
I appreciate that. Well, thank you so much, Daniel, and thank you for everybody out there listening and watching right now. So please stay in touch with us, and we'll see you next time on Artist Career Success Interviews. Take care.